Hello out there in Internet land. It is I, the Baron of Blueberry Hill, and I am joined by my compatriot, Bobby Roquefort.
Howdy.
And we welcome you to this brand new riffing adventure.
Now, what is this supposed to be? Usually, you're not with me, you're with those other human fleshy things. Or you have me running the camera while you eat cereal.
Yeah, this is a bit of an experiment. There are some movies that our group has attempted to riff multiple times, and multiple times for largely technical reasons, they have failed. When they fail often enough, they sometimes get shunted from the usual randomizer or other system and into what we call the Rejectron. And once they're usually not gonna get riffed, because the system now just ignores them.
Oh, wait, this isn't stuff that's been marked as unriffable, right? For its content, right? 'Cause it's got some bad, problematic stuff, right?
Oh, no, that stuff is taken, we purposely take that and shunt that directly into what we call the Defectron core.
Huh. That name sounds familiar. Didn't you run into a big bug thing that called itself that on an alternate universe that one time?
Oh, yeah, and there was like 14, or was it 28 different versions of him that were running this vast intergalactic empire.
And they called their version of Earth Nert?
Man, that was a long time ago. Maybe we should look them up and see how they're doing. Anyway, that's why I've taken it upon myself to sort of dredge the Rejectron and see if there's a few movies that maybe we could just sort of do ourselves.
Away from the usual temperamental hypochondrial systems?
Precisely. Now, I don't know how often we're going to be able to do this, but maybe a couple times a year, maybe? Maybe? You'll also notice that we have less video capturing capabilities with this current system, so it's just going to be a still picture of me and Bobby here.
So, what's the first thing this Rejectron has vomited forth for us?
1953's Phantom from Space.
Oh yeah, I heard you had a terrible time trying to record this one. Well, let's take one last crack at it.
Cumulus Clouds, the motion picture. Riders on the storm. Starring Billy Zane.
Just so long as it's not the Phantom Menace.
This is Washington, D.C., and in the files of the Central Bureau, there is a story so strange in its implications that it defies ordinary classification. It is the story of a handful of people who, in the course of one desperate night, held back a wave of panic and pandemonium. It began after sundown, time 7:15, as Flight A Coast Patrol from Travis Field was
Gee,
returning
those
to
planes
base.
sure have some
On the
bad
nightly Air
oil
Force
leaks.
transport pointed north toward Japan via the Great Circle route.
Daredevils of the Great Circle.
While at sea, the Navy and Coast Guard maintain their usual
What
round-the-clock
do you do
vigil.
with a flashing sailor? What do
And
you
from the
do with a
equator to the
flashing
Arctic,
sailor?
the radar network swept the skies with eyes that never sleep.
Suddenly, this is a Visine commercial.
Time 7:19.
The ghost of a trill symbiote.
Picked up 200 miles southwest of Point Barrow, Alaska. 7:27. Unidentified object confirmed at Fairbanks, Alaska. Heading south-southeast, 170 degrees. Height, 75,000 feet.
The price, 40
Estimated
twice.
speed, 5,000 miles per hour. White warning,
white warning? Is that anything like white flight?
739.
We control your
Unidentified
television
object 200
set.
miles due west of Vancouver, British Columbia. Course 170 degrees.
A radioactive pair!
60,000 feet. Estimated speed down to 3,600 miles per hour.
Must have hit a
Yellow
speed
warning.
trap.
754. First interceptor flight airborne. Point of interception 80 miles due west of San Francisco, California.
Oh, the aliens are just looking for Starfleet.
755. Unidentified object past point of interception. Red warning.
Also known as the McCarthy Alarm.
811. Morro Bay, California. Height 50,000 feet. Estimated
Do we
speed
need to know all this? Is there
2,000
going to
miles
be a
per hour.
test?
I don't think so.
850.
I haven't taken any notes.
Neither have
Santa
I.
Monica, California. Height 10,000 feet. Speed
Is this that HARP
1,200
weather control
miles per
thing?
hour. 818.
Did we
All
just
traces
witness
of
the
unidentified
death
object
of Mork
gone.
from Ork?
Red warning lifted. By 8:25 at the Los Angeles branch of the Communications Commission, reports of strong interference with
Okay,
radio
that
and
letter
television
thing is
reception
just cool.
began to pour in from the beach area. The monitors went to work immediately. Mobile units were ordered to converge on the vicinity of the disturbance.
Alabama
Pinpoint
units?
direction finding devices began to trace the trouble to its source.
Kids come running for the sweet taste of radar.
This is Mobile 1, Hazen speaking. We're at Ocean and Beacon Way. Interference strength 2. Bearing 27
Hey,
degrees.
don't litter.
Over.
Mobile 1 from center. Roger. Over.
Mobile Center from Mobile 7, over.
Go ahead, Mobile 7.
Go ahead, Pump 4.
With Pacific Center and Beach 4. Interference strength 3, bearing 39 degrees, over.
This is Mobile Center. Roger.
Roger,
Stand
roger.
by. Mobile 1 and Mobile 7. From Mobile Center. Point of interception estimated 3 miles north of surf. Repeat, 3 miles north of surf.
3 miles.
This is
Oh,
Mobile
he's
7,
definitely
roger.
out of bounds
Mobile 1,
now.
Roger.
Mobile 7, roger, we're going out.
Okay, Charlie, let's get moving.
Oh no!
Yes, what is it?
Take me to a phone quick. I need an ambulance.
What's the matter?
A
My husband and
ambulance.
Pete out there in the picnic grounds just above the beach. They've been hurt.
Well, this is the communications car. I'll phone it in from here. I'm Mobile 1 to Central, over.
R2?
Did you make that out, Charlie?
Not a word.
I'm Mobile 1 to Central. I can't reach you. Repeat.
This was a
Must be
test of
getting
the
us all right.
emergency radar
Mobile 1 to
system.
Central.
Had this been
Have
an
an
actual
ambulance at the
emergency,
beach at
you
Sturt.
would have been directed to
Emergency,
your
2 men
nearest
hurt.
car
Acknowledge.
with a big giant antenna on it.
Roger and out. I'm sure they'll be here soon now. Tell us what happened.
Oh, this man, he just kept coming at us. It was awful. I
Ew.
don't know. He was wearing
no.
a suit like a diver. Hurry, please. They're hurt.
Holy diver!
You better
You've
wait
been
here.
down
I'll
too
take
long
it.
in the midnight sea.
The young woman's hysteria became obvious as they reached the picnic grounds at the beach.
I don't know how I'm going
There
to
was no
see
sign of
anything.
the mysterious
It's so
intruder.
dark
And little
out
could
here
be done
tonight.
for her husband and their friend until the ambulance arrived.
Don't they mean ambulance? Sure, it looks dumb, but their TV reception is immaculate.
Hi, fellas. How are you doing? We're just taking another reading now. What happened down there?
I don't know, it was too
Police
dark
took
to
the girl
see.
and one of the guys to the station.
What about the other one?
Well, he's on the way to the morgue. That was her husband.
You're right on the button, Charlie, 44.7.
Report back to Central if you find anything else. Charlie, grab that portable and check the beach, will you?
Got it right here.
I'll pick you up right here in about an hour. Where are you going? Police asked me to drop by the station and sign a report. I'll see you later. If you don't, you know where to look for the body.
Da-da-dun-dun. Da-da-dun-dun-da.
Like I said, we were just starting to eat when we heard something tracking through the sand toward us. I looked up and couldn't see anything. Then Betty screamed.
At what? I thought you couldn't see anything.
At first we couldn't. Then this guy started toward us.
What kind of a guy?
How should I know? He was wearing some kind of a helmet over his head. He could have been a deep-sea diver or anything.
Holy diver, you're the star of the masquerade.
Well, we jumped up.
Thank you, Dio.
Yeah, that was Betty's husband. He yelled at him to stop, but he just kept coming.
Again.
I never saw anything like
Ew.
it. He didn't say anything. He just kept moving in.
Then you say he attacked you.
Well, we didn't give him a chance. Ed grabbed a piece of wood and took a swing at him. That didn't stop him. He caught the end. That's all I remember.
Ah,
Just
the
because a
Ronald
man's
Reagan
taking a
defense.
walk is no reason to slug him. Besides, you don't look like a guy who frightens so easy.
How would you feel if somebody with a crazy
Man, Mark
helmet
would
with
love
pipes
that
sticking out
hat.
of it came
We
to you
should
and-
try to find him at some point.
I know this sounds crazy, but there wasn't any head in that helmet.
No head.
Well, I guess he couldn't
No
hit him
head
off
at
with the
all.
pass.
Oh, come on, that didn't even make any
I think he needs
sense.
some coffee.
I don't want anything.
It's all the same to you, Lieutenant. I've got to pick up one of my men at the beach.
Okay, thanks for coming down, Hazen. Hope I didn't put you out.
No trouble. So long.
Thanks, he didn't have to do
You
that.
too.
All right, let's start at the beginning.
Well, first there was
How old
nothing.
did you know the dead
And
man?
then there was the Big Bang, and then there was
Betty and I
something.
went to school
And
together. I knew
about
Eddie here.
13 billion
How long were they
years
married?
later, here we are.
About a year.
Wasn't her husband a little older than she?
I don't know.
But you said you and Mrs. Evans went to school together. And you never discussed anything personal with her?
She did mention he was older, yes.
How much?
15, 20 years.
Jeez, did
What
she
difference
marry
does that make?
Drake?
That wasn't too hard now, was it? Where do you live?
629 and a half East Palm Court. Why?
We just want to make sure we illegally search the right
Yeah, I
apartment.
board with him.
You do, huh? Now, Mrs. Evans is a good-looking woman.
Look, they're polyamorous. Just leave them
What are you
alone.
trying to say?
Lieutenant Bowers.
Dude, party tonight.
Where?
Down at Phi Beta Kappa.
Yeah, I got it. I'll leave right away. Been a murder. Near the beach. Keep an eye on this guy until I get back.
What are you?
You'll stay right where you are. At least until Mrs. Evans feels well enough to talk.
What do you want from her?
Oh, I just want to see if your story checks with hers. After all, you went to school together, remember?
It was just driving school.
Well, he doesn't have any money on him that we can charge with a crime.
You say there were no witnesses, huh? None yet. Anything missing? I don't think so. The cash register wasn't touched. Get a breakdown of the inventory as soon as you can. What about fingerprints? Boys are working on them now.
Hey, look, he's got a cyclotrode.
Oh man, I'd be so happy if the Crimson Ghost was in this.
What kept you so long?
The lieutenant asked me to hang around a while.
Well, what's the score?
Looks like one of those things. Pretty girl, older husband, young boarder. Kid claims some guy without a head knocked the old man off.
You don't say. Anything else?
My therapist says I should open up to
he had
people
a
more.
driver's outfit with horns.
No. He's going to have to do better than that.
How are we doing?
I took a reading about 10 minutes ago. The radiation is going out with the tide. What about the radio phone?
It's working fine again. I just got a call from Central. They said Mobile 7 picked up some new trouble northeast of here.
Here we go again.
Hop in.
Oh, you want to? You want to drive? Okay. All right, fine.
Who reported this murder? There he is there. He lives next door. His name's George Nelson. Hey, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, sir.
Come here, will you?
George Nelson, the modernist designer?
I'm Lieutenant Bowers.
Boy, that
Homicide.
one was a
You
deep
found this
cut,
body?
Russ.
That's right. He must have just locked up for the night when this happened.
How do you know that?
Well, he usually
He's like
goes
a
around
prototype
this
for
What do you
Red
do
Foreman.
time. I was sitting home watching the fights on TV, and all of a sudden the thing started acting up.
What has that got to do with it?
Well, you don't know the set. You know, it wouldn't work at all when I came home to supper.
Oh boy, here we go. Everyone settle in.
So I thought, Well, I'll get set to look at the fights again, and all of a sudden out it goes again. So I thought maybe the battery station down here was overcharging the circuit.
It is so very dark out this evening. Would you not agree?
What's up this time?
Another murder? What are you doing here, Hazen?
Same as before. Still trying to track down that signal interference.
Hey, does that stuff work on TV, too?
Well, it has been for hours.
What'd I tell you?
No, don't. He's gonna start in on a story
There's a one
again.
on the blink.
Well, at least we know we're on the right track. How'd you make out with that boarder?
He's still sticking to his story. The guy had no head.
Well, I'll be seeing it. So long.
Right.
Maybe it was Igolanak.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be Ichabod Crane right about now.
And so
One
the
of those
communications
British
team
TV
resumed
detector
its mission.
vans.
No,
Track the
all I
mysterious
want to do is watch
interference to
you
its
being
source.
served.
Via accurate readings taken at regular intervals by stationary and mobile units, it was determined that the disturbance was moving in a northeasterly direction.
Along the same exact stretch of
By
road that we've seen
10:34,
repeatedly already.
Mobile Center had pinpointed the disturbance at the edge of the Huntington oil fields. Units 1 and 7 were instructed to close in.
Is that one of those truck rackets?
Oh, we should tell Jim.
Hey, Charlie, do you see what I see?
An HO scale model going up in flames.
So far, trouble's burning up. Well, there's only one way to find out.
Look, Sarge. 2 murders and an explosion in one precinct is big news. Now, come on, you can't pin it all on the young boarder.
Oh, they can and they will.
Very funny. Yeah?
I'm Hazen of the Communications Commission.
Oh, the lieutenant's waiting for you.
Thank you.
Wow, he is a master of communication.
You heard the man, Communications Commission.
Tommy, this kind of interference happen very often?
Never anything like this.
It happens to
move all
everyone
the
now and
time.
again.
Some ham with a transmitter in the car.
It's not a transmitter. We don't get a definite disturbance, just interference.
Then you have no idea of what it is, huh?
Not yet. How are you making out?
Not so good. You were here when I questioned that boy about the murder at the beach.
Did you get anything more out of it?
Yeah. Come on with me. You might want to see this.
They pulled a whole 15 eggs out of him. Al Hirschfeld?
It's not done. Thanks, you can go now. Are you sure this
What is that, the T-25 power armor?
Say, Betty.
Well, just about, only I think the tubes were a little lower down.
And you still insist there was no head inside the helmet?
I'm positive there wasn't.
What about you?
Well, it was dark. I couldn't swear to it.
Thanks, that'll be all.
You mean we can go now?
Yeah, for the time being. Just stick close to home. I may want to see you again tomorrow.
We'll be there.
Man, what a clumsy pass.
Kind of changed your mind about those two, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess I have. Hey, look, bring in the old man, will you?
Gary Oldman?
Don't tell me you believe this story about this whatever it is.
I know, it sounds as phony as it ever did. But,
Oh, sit down, will you, please? You're the watchman at the Huntington oil fields?
Oh, yes, sir. I've been with the company for over 22 years, sir.
Back when there was such a thing as job security.
Security guard with job security.
Just closing the gate for the night when I saw this fella coming up. I was never so scared in my life.
Yes, go on.
I didn't
Well,
stop.
it wasn't the man so much as the suit he was wearing. Only he wouldn't stop when I hollered at him. He just pushed his way right in through the gate and walked right up to the tank.
Now, you carry a gun? Did you try to stop him?
Well, he was much too close to the tank. I was afraid to shoot. So I thought I might call for help. And just as I got to the shack, the tank blew up. Oh, you should see this.
It was
Sir, could you give
beautiful.
us a description of this man? How would you say he was dressed?
Well, sir, like I said before, he wore a sort of pliers, not outfit, with a helmet attached to it.
How tall was he?
Oh, he was a giant of a man.
A big,
And he
big
had tubes
man.
sticking out of that thing, that helmet he wore.
Can you tell us what his face looked like?
Well, sir, though he got pretty close to me, I could swear the man had no face.
Maybe it's actually a night gaunt.
I mean by his outfit.
Oh, I'll never forget that sight if I live to be 100, sir.
Did you say this is the man?
Wait, sure, that's him.
Thank you very much. You may go now.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Well, Hazen, what do you say now?
I see a fortune.
Beats
Why,
me.
the television rights are going to
Description's
set
check,
us
all
up for life.
This could be some kind of flying suit. High altitude equipment.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Well, how do you explain that stuff about the missing head?
No, we can discount that. These people were frightened. It was night. Nobody really took a close look at it.
I guess you're right. But whoever he is, that outfit doesn't look like one of ours.
Of course, he could have been dropped by parachute.
You mean sabotage?
I can't stand it. I know you planned it.
Oh, you can use our teletype. I'll tip off the LA police to be on the lookout for something unusual.
Hey, wait a minute. What about the press?
Oh, I don't think they know too much now. We better keep it that way for a while at least.
Yeah,
Till we
it's
find out
always
that our
best
friend
to
is still
keep
around
the
here.
public in the dark when, you know, there's a murderer out there and you're looking for him and, you know, a big dragnet would help, but oh no, never mind that.
These guys make a good couple.
I ship it.
Yeah. Kill that page 1 lead. They let the boarder and the girl go. Hmm? How do I know?
Cohort, the Night Stalker, the prequel.
Nah. No, not a chance. Not a chance of an exclusive on that picture. They're making a blanket release in the morning. Hmm? Oh, there's a guy from the Communications Commission in there now. Yeah, I'll call you back later if there's anything new. Okay.
Come in.
Sorry to interrupt you, Lieutenant.
Yeah, what is it, Jim?
There's a teletype cam for you.
Oh, thanks, Jim. We're waiting.
10 ring tips. Is the Mandarin in this?
If he's being played by Ben Kingsley. I mean, it'd be like about 10 when this was made.
Just to contact a Major Andrews, care of Dr. Wyatt, director of the Griffith Institute.
Hey, it's kind of late. Maybe I'll give him a call.
While you're at it, I'll go out the car and check in with Central.
Okay.
The Griffith Institute? Don't tell me that ancient Egypt is behind all this.
Dun 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 dun.
Thank you, Linkara.
Very interesting. What do you think, Doctor?
I think this caricaturist should not quit his day
See
job.
something like this, I understand why you gentlemen might have thought sabotage was involved.
Lieutenant, are you sure there were no traces of this saboteur, this X-Man, found?
Fire department went over every inch of the area. Didn't come up with a thing.
Well, then there's a strong possibility that he might have perished in the explosion itself.
I doubt that. We're pretty well convinced this man is carrying something that's responsible for all the signal interference.
Man, that's a thin belt.
According to the last report I got, there was a definite disturbance about 3 miles east of
Now
the
that's a chin butt.
sometime after the explosion.
I bet he can hold
Then if he's
pencils
alive,
with
you
that
should be able to
thing.
keep an accurate check of his whereabouts.
Not that easy. As a matter of fact, we lost contact about 3/4 of an hour ago.
Maybe you realized you were trailing him and got rid of whatever he had that was causing the disturbance.
In that case, there's nothing much my department can do to help you.
We only know how to radar, and
I
that's
guess it's
about
up to
it.
us. Unless you have some suggestions.
Well, let me think out loud for a minute.
A whole
It might
minute?
just be that what we've been talking about so far, and this phantom, as we'll call him, ties in with what the doctor and I have been discussing.
That is very possible.
I don't know whether you know it or not, but somewhere around 7:30 this evening, our radar networks picked up an unidentified object off Point Barrow, Alaska. They traced it clear down to Santa Monica before they lost it.
Maybe the alien just wanted to ride the wheel at the pier.
We first picked up our radio interference.
Yeah. Right at the scene of the murder.
Well, then, if all these things tally up, we've got some idea of how our man got here.
You mean that he came in some plane? In that case, somebody would have seen it land and take off again. Or did it crash?
No. No, we don't think it was a plane.
We think it was just a weather
No rocket
balloon.
or jet that has been built so far can attain the speeds of 5,000 miles an hour, particularly for such a great distance.
And maybe we're on the wrong track altogether. Couldn't your unidentified object have been a meteor? They travel at a terrific speed.
Yes, fast enough for most of them to burn themselves out the moment they hit the Earth's atmosphere. And did it occur to you that meteors are not very likely to travel horizontally, all the way from the North Pole to California?
Well, you didn't have to be condescending about
If
it.
it wasn't a meteor, or a flying missile of some type,
How do you figure this phantom ties in? We're not sure that he does.
Get your feet off my couch.
But it doesn't make sense to me. Anybody trained in sabotage would stay undercover.
Thank you.
This guy's walking around in a monkey suit.
This guy sure has a strange conception as to what monkeys look like.
Excuse me, Dr. Wyatt. Is there a Lieutenant Bowers in here?
Oh, yes. What is it, miss?
There's a Mr. Wakeman from the Chronicle here to see you.
Wakeman here? And what does he want?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Before you go, Lieutenant, I don't believe you have met my assistant, Barbara Randall.
Barbara Randall.
It's Mrs. Randall, Lieutenant.
Hands off.
Barbara, you know the Major?
Of course.
And this is Mr.
The Communications Commission.
How do you do?
Me.
Well, I
Gray
see you are working a little later
swimsuit.
tonight than usual.
Yes, my husband's teaching a late class, and he won't be able to pick me up for a while. Besides, I had some work to do in the lab.
Well, at least you'll have lots of company.
Oh, just what I wanted to do. Entertain while I tried to work.
I gotta get your angle on this beach murder. And your whole department is shut up.
Look, Wakeman, will you stop bothering me? There's nothing to say. If you got an exclusive story from that Evans Damon or Board, then you know as much as I do.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain anything about the guy without a head.
How to get ahead in B movies without even
Good
trying.
as mine.
You mean you let those two kids go without knowing that? I don't buy it.
Well, I did.
Well, then you must have an awful good reason. I bet you're trying to tie it in with that other murder. All right, Lieutenant. Don't tell me. I'll get my story somehow. Oh, if you want to know how things turn out, read the Chronicle in the morning.
Chronicle? Jeez, I love main streets and back roads.
I miss that beat up old Chevy.
Have him call for me here. Okay, honey.
Won't you come up with anything?
No, we're just briefing Barbara here.
It's just amazing the way you've been able to put these things together.
Don't kid yourself, Mrs. Randall. It seems the press knows as much about it as we do.
Well, let's hope they don't come to the same conclusions. A few lurid headlines, and every fool in the country will be seeing phantoms in spacesuits and men from Mars all over the place.
Wow, they really hate the public, don't
And
they?
mass hysteria is difficult to check once it gets started.
That's why we've got to move fast.
Well, from the looks of things, I guess it's up to me. I'll be in touch with you as soon as I hear anything. See you.
By 12:30 a.m., the dragnet was in operation.
Da da dun
Mobile
dun.
units patrolled
Da
the
da
streets
dun
and
dun
countryside.
da.
They covered an area 35 miles square. Special and sensitive equipment was prepared for action. Everyone on the job was ready to move on the first signal from the Communications Commission.
They really weren't ready for the second signal, though.
Corona to Mobile Center, strength 4, Brickyard at 160th, moving toward oil field.
It's a brick
Contact your unit.
yard.
Over and out.
Units 1 and 7 from Mobile Center. Units 1 and 7 from Mobile Center. Strength 4, interference at 160th in the oil field. Moving due east. Close in. Repeating, strength 4, interference at 160th in the oil field. Close in.
Dang, I knew I didn't have time for a pee break.
Help! How did I get up here?
Here, Joe. Just got here, trying to set this up.
I did not know that Santa Monica was apparently the land of the midnight sun.
Doctor. Why don't walk over those oil fields?
Well, it doesn't register as far as the oil field.
I think we'll do better if we split up, man.
Right, Lieutenant. You two go that way. Lieutenant, out here. Joe, you follow him. Come on, Doctor. And you? Oh, forget it.
Oh, he's always the eighth wheel out.
He's gonna hotwire one of their cars, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, they weren't gonna leave someone behind to, make sure that didn't happen.
Hey, look at this. Yeah, points this way. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe, what do you know? You're off to a Broadway show? Come on down to Mass Pallets. We have the right pallet for you.
We've got free hot dogs and balloons for the kids.
Hazen,
Wow, 603? That clears nothing up.
Going strong.
That's it, Doctor.
Meanwhile, in Qin Dynasty China...
Leading this way. Come on.
Filmed in high-quality pellet vision.
Waka 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 waka.
It's this way. Come on.
Why won't they leave me alone?
Golder and paparazzi.
Come on.
He's going strong.
Good.
That's right. Checks with me.
Sure does. He's here. We saw him.
How did he get back up there?
Come on.
Terror not seen since the Great Hoboken Chicken Emergency.
Gotta be around here somewhere. Yeah, we gotta get on the roof. Vince, go get a ladder. Look out! Let's cut him off! Come on.
Oh, come on, you can't blame that one on the Phantom. He wasn't anywhere near you.
Man, the killers from Dead by Daylight must just absolutely hate this place.
There he is!
Fred Sanford salvage?
Cut him now. We'll give you 10 seconds to come out of there starting now.
Don't they know you can't reason with a headless man?
3, 4, 5.
Ba ba ba.
Oh yeah, take it off.
Ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba. Put him on the glass.
Nobody expects the Detective Inquisition.
Possible we saw him come in.
Maybe he went out of the window.
We won't get very far. Don't touch anything till we check for fingerprints.
Oh, Doctor, over here. He left his suit and his helmet.
Suit and magic.
Hey, let's bring that thing out so I can
helmet.
get a good shot of it. Keep away, you fool. What's the matter? For your information, that's a Geiger counter, and it says hands off.
I think you'd better wait outside.
I just have a job to do.
So do we. And I'm afraid ours will have to come first.
There's no radiation from the helmet. But look at this.
Well, we're dead.
So that's what's been causing all this trouble. Charlie, you know where we can pick up a lead-lined box in a hurry? Well, Mobile 7.
This thing is as dangerous as the elephant's foot, and they're just standing there looking at it.
Oh yeah, they'd be very dead.
Device which was causing all the signal interference, but you'll learn that it's due to the very clothes on his body.
That's not the only thing that bothers me. Did any of you get a good look at his face?
Not me, he's too far away.
Well, I did. Unless I'm mistaken, that helmet was empty.
Hey, where am I going to put this stuff?
Oh, put it in Dr. Wyatt's station.
Yeah, we take it back to the Institute.
Right.
He's over there peeing in the corner.
No, that's all right. You can handle that.
Ah yes, their ever-important anti-radiation salad tongs. You are entering the vicinity of an area adjacent to a location. Prepare to enter.
Any
That's scary.
Not
No.
a sign of him. Boys are still searching the grounds.
For what? Nobody knows what he looks like without that outfit.
Well, what are the odds that there being two weird-looking naked dudes running around? I think that'd be their guy.
Sure. Lieutenant, are you sure you don't want to come with us? We want to make a few tests at the lab.
I'd like to, Doctor. Would you know the situation? I gotta get that guy. Let me know how you make out, will you?
Yeah, we'll do that, sure.
It's just a primitive automatic door. Actually, you know, the first automatic door was invented like 2,000 years ago. Yeah, they're steam-powered.
Thank you, Professor.
These are like the least observant detectives I think I've ever seen.
All they put is suit and humidor. That was very thoughtful of them.
He really wants his suit back because he's afraid that they're gonna, put it on and pit it out.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen before.
But you don't wear clothes.
Hey, you don't need to know what I do behind closed doors.
Fair enough.
We were just on our way home when we saw you drive in.
Good evening, Barbara. Hello, Bill. I see we got here just in time.
Anything new?
Lots of excitement, but that's all. Major, you know Barbara.
I mean, we chased a radioactive alien, but yeah, same old, same old.
Dog you've got there. What's his name?
His name? Venus.
Oh, look at the
Say,
puppy.
Bill, I hate to ask this, but something important has come up, and I wonder, can we borrow Barbara for about an hour or so? I suppose so.
Of course.
Wow,
Darling,
she decided
I'm
that
going
quick,
to
didn't she?
shopping. Here's the list. The market's open all evening.
I may as well. See you later, darling.
I'll take the dog and tie her up.
Thank you, Bill. Good night. Good night. I'll give you a hand with it.
Oh, thanks, Doc. Easy now.
And they're not noticing the door opening on its own right in front of them.
You'd think they'd at least hear it click open.
Also, they couldn't just tell if there was an invisible dude in the back of their own car. That's awfully sus.
Yeah, what did he do? Lie on the floor and hold his breath the whole way? And the Phantom unwittingly bumps into Dr. Griffin.
A doggy on a mountain top was burning like a silver flame, the summit of beauty and love, and Venus was her name.
Thank you, Shocking Blue.
Venus, I said be quiet. Come on, girl. Now you stay right here, Venus, and I don't want to hear one sound out of you.
You were right, Doctor. There are no fingerprints anywhere.
What's all this?
Hey, don't touch anything.
You better put some gloves on. Our
Ah
friend,
yes,
Mr.
these
X,
paper-thin
left
rubber
his suit at
gloves
the
will
oil
protect me
refinery.
from the
You mean
super
without
deadly
those things,
radiation.
I'm afraid so. That's up to the police now. Hand me those shears. I want to cut up this material to work with it.
Hey, how'd these get dull? These are specifically labeled as my cloth-cutting scissors. I will cut a bitch who decided to use my cloth-cutting scissors without my permission.
That still won't cut.
Let me try. This stuff is tougher than nylon. Why don't I try it over a Bunsen burner?
Geez, they really just want to destroy this suit, don't they?
It doesn't burn either. Let's take a look at it under the microscope.
Look, it's magnetic.
Damn it, you know me new cloth-cutting scissors.
Here, I'll...
Radioactive. And apparently indestructible.
Thank you.
Try looking through it with your open eye, Major.
What's the matter?
You tell me. Take a look at that weave.
Why, this thread count must be over 9,000.
What weave? There is none. This material is one solid mass.
May I see it? Why, you're right. It must be some sort of plastic.
No. I'd say it's a metallic substance of some kind.
Well, I've seen a lot of interesting alloys, but never anything like this. Let's try an acid test.
All right.
Go ahead.
Don't eat the phantom acid, man.
Yes or no? We'll only take a drop or two. It repels acid like a raincoat repels water.
Why, there's no reaction.
Well, Major, this looks as though we were going to be here for a long time.
I'm changing into my PJs.
You're older than you've ever been, and now you're even older, and now you're even older, and now you're even older.
Now we have it. The helmet is not radioactive. The suit is.
Didn't we know that already?
There is no doubt. This spacesuit is conditioned to function above 63,000 feet.
So in other words, a spacesuit is basically, you know, a spacesuit. Thanks, Einstein.
I know. And it must withstand pressure and counterpressure. Also, it must be so supercharged it can function in thin atmosphere.
Now, let's see what it is that is left in this breathing apparatus.
Well, how are you doing?
Increasingly hangry, thank you very much.
Tank breaks down to 11% methane.
Ordinary marsh gas? What's the rest of the formula?
No, that's where I'm stuck. I can't figure it out. It just doesn't respond to any of the usual tests.
Well, how could anyone exist on that combination of gases?
They still really think that this guy's, you know, a human being. Yeesh.
Doctor, are you trying to say that our X-Man doesn't breathe oxygen? And has normal human?
I really don't know. From what we've seen, he has some physical characteristics which make him appear human. But added to them is this fabulous radioactivity that none of us could stand. I am puzzled.
Meanwhile, in the movie Mulholland Drive... Ah, yeah, that's totally the same location. Sure it is.
I think the answer lies right here in this helmet. Obviously, he needs it to survive. Otherwise, he wouldn't have risked wearing it where he was sure to be recognized. As it is, he only took it off when he was cornered.
Fight, flight, or strip.
How can he exist without it now?
Let me put it this way. It's like a patient in an iron lung. Sometimes one can be removed for hours at a time without any ill effects.
Exactly.
Breathing a certain atmosphere is not the same thing as an iron lung.
Sooner or later, he has to get his breathing apparatus back or die.
I don't understand.
Really? All right, let's go over all this
If we were to
again.
return this whole outfit to where he left it, he might be tempted to come back.
Dr. Wyatt speaking? Yes, he's here.
No, thank you.
Hello, Major.
This is Ground
Go at it.
Patrol to Major Tom.
No, we haven't got a thing, no. The picture?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, he wants to know if we all want to go in for pizzas later.
I was afraid of something like that. The radioactivity must have burned the emulsion.
Hello. No. No, we didn't find any fingerprints at all in his clothes. Did you find any?
You know, even if he was human, do you really think that this guy's fingerprints would be in your database?
We don't know what to make of this either. Have you heard from the communication boys yet?
No, they're still
Let's
mad
hope
at
they
me.
turn up with something.
Major, excuse me.
Hold on a second. Yes?
It's Mr. Wakeman of the Chronicle. He insists upon seeing you.
He does? Where is he?
I told him to wait in the lobby.
Good.
The press
Hello?
will wait in the lobby.
friend from the
The
press
press will wait in the lobby. The press will wait in the lobby while we give them propaganda.
Don't worry, I wouldn't dare let anyone in on anything. At least not till we get something concrete. Right. All right, I'll see you later. Well, I guess I'd better see this newspaper man. Want to come along, Doctor?
I think I will.
What, do they want to tag team the reporter?
Man, As the World Turns was really boring at the beginning.
Oh, hello. Remember me?
Certainly, yes.
Nice lot of gadgets you got here.
We think so.
What's on your mind?
Well, I was wondering if you might let me take a couple of pictures of that suit you brought up here.
I'm sorry, we can't do that.
Oh. Well, now, look, I got a wonderful picture of the guy running in the shack, and the lieutenant stuck his nose in my business, and what do I get? A blank.
Man, that is one huge coffee decanter.
In life, you knew me as Jacob Marley.
Is that you, Doctor?
Not the protein powder! Bigfoot has the ring of power!
Okay, that's almost a cool effect.
Well, you must have some lead on
Almost.
this guy, otherwise you wouldn't have brought that suit up here.
Well, let's just say we were curious.
Bi-curious?
Man, this guy could key any car and get away with it.
Hello, Bill. Are you back so soon? Isn't Barbara through?
Clark
I don't know.
Kent?
She's still in the lab. Why don't you go up and see? Thanks, I will.
Barbara?
I've come to get you, Barbara.
Bill, listen to me. I'm not alone. Someone is in here with me. I can't see him. He locked the door and has the key.
I'll break the door down.
No, Bill, don't, please.
We can't afford to break the set.
You mean I'd come all the way up here for nothing?
I'm afraid so. Good night.
Yes. Good night, Mr. Wakeman.
Good night.
Turns out the real scoop was the friends we made along the way.
If only he could find a phone booth.
Major, come quick.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Where's Barbara? In the lab. The door's locked and there's someone in there with her.
Are they wearing tap shoes?
I thought you said the door was locked.
It was. She's gone.
Oh, cover the main entrance. That's the only way anybody could leave.
I will.
Well, in that case, we would have seen her on our way up.
Well, then she must still be in the building.
We'd better split up. I'll take the roof.
You never split up the party.
Barbara! 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 Where are you?
The alien pantsed me and put me in this locker.
Well, she's not hovering on the ceiling.
They are way too early for the Laser Floyd show.
Barbara! Where are you? Barbara! 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 Where are you?
Well, they are bad at searching.
Any sign of her?
Not yet. She must be around here someplace. Now, you stay here. Watch the main entrance. And I'll check the basement. All right.
But it was all a dream.
Oh, she's gonna need some of that coffee.
When headache pain strikes.
She's not up there. Where's the doctor?
Oh, they went back to the TARDIS.
Here he comes. You didn't find her?
No. I'd better call the police.
But there's no telling what could happen to her in the meantime.
Now, take it easy. We're doing the best we can.
But she said she was locked in, and she couldn't see who did it. Can you explain that?
No. Not yet.
That was a bit of a plot cul-de-sac, wasn't it?
Man, Roman the Roman from Robot Monsters gonna be real mad that they wrecked his helmet.
Who are you? Don't come near me.
Hey, you don't get a free pass for being fresh just because you're a dying alien, okay?
Those are the doctor's fabric scissors. I won't let you use them.
There will be 4 knocks.
The code. I don't understand.
I'll post it on Reddit.
You're trying to tell
They'll
me
figure it out.
And there isn't much left in the tank. 1, 1, 2.
Well, that's great. We'll lay that down as the rhythm track, and then we'll get the rest of the instruments in here afterwards.
I'll write it down. One, 2, 1, 1, 2.
I'll just nonchalantly shine this black light on you.
What the heck did she think she was going to see?
Yeah, imagine if it was like a claw or a tentacle or some other appendage. I mean, she'd lose it.
No, please, don't.
She's in there.
Barbara!
I can see it heading from the ultraviolet lens.
Darling, are you all right?
Am I all right? What do you think?
I just saw him, so he must be in here.
You'll never take me alive, coppers.
Steady feet to the ground. He would be killed.
These so-called scientists sure have a lot of incompetent preconceptions of what this alien can and can't do.
It was frightening. I couldn't see him. I didn't know what to do.
Come here, quick!
He's disintegrating.
Why?
This is amazing.
Yeah, an amazingly done special effect.
They really are wearing tap shoes. Why?
Now, quiet down, Venus. Quiet down.
Hey, Venus. Oh, Venus.
Mobile Center from Mobile 1, come in, please.
This is Mobile Center. Go ahead.
Get hold of Major Andrews or Dr. Wyatt at the Institute. I want to talk to either one of them.
I will do. Stand by, Mobile 1.
Please continue to hold. Your call is very important to us.
Speaking. Oh, yes, Mr. Hazen. Yes, we're still at it. Lots and lots of excitement, but nothing definite yet. Have you anything to say?
The trouble seems to be just about gone. We get a flash in the direction of the observatory once in a while, but I figure that's because of the outfit you're testing.
Sorry, I was back in Vienna for a
Yes.
moment there.
Lieutenant Bowers ought to be here any minute. Of course. How long will it take you to get up here? Good. See you then. Thank you, gentlemen. Put it down here, please. Barbara, putting that cord in over there. Now you're going to see. I have to resort to ultraviolet light in order to show you what little there is left of the spacesuit. As you can see, it has reduced itself to this.
That's
liquid
good. Now get in real
that
close.
operating state.
You really want to inhale all that
The helmet
radiation.
is in the lab and still intact.
This is amazing. All the radiation in this suit would Why, it'd be fatal to a normal human being wearing it.
Of course.
If that were
And
true, you'd all be dead by now.
Our respiratory
They probably
systems would
soon
never
will be.
assimilate gases such as we have found in that breathing device.
Well, then we have to assume our so-called X-Man carried his own atmosphere with him.
But as a matter of curiosity, why do we refer to this thing as a him? I thought it was invisible.
That
Under
is
normal
surprisingly progressive.
Yes.
Probably accidentally
Mrs. Randall
progressive.
did see the imprint of a large foot and a masculine hand under ultraviolet light.
Okay, yeah, here we are, back with the 1950s misogynist
But
bullshit.
The human body is composed of various elements with a carbon base.
Yeah, among other things.
Yes. Now, suppose we maintain the same chemical composition in the body of the X-Man, but substitute silica for carbon.
Silica, that's glass.
Exactly. Now, it is possible that the body with such a base, if it were subjected to an atmosphere foreign to its origin, might appear invisible to our eyes.
That is not how that works. At very most, he'd be translucent, not invisible.
Not dealing with a human being?
I didn't say that. On the contrary, all the evidence points in the opposite direction. Toward a superhuman.
Did they just not come up with terminology for aliens back then? Is that what this is?
First of all, Mrs. Randall saw that he has a hand with digits like our own fingers and a thumb opposing. That alone is a sign of intelligence.
No, it
And
isn't.
He comes from a
Why are these so-called
that
scientists
has
so
developed
so
adequate
dumb?
space transportation to enable him to travel to Earth. We have nothing yet that can reach even another planet in our own solar system.
That could account for the unidentified objects picked up by radar a few hours ago.
My theory
Yes.
is that the spaceship, or whatever it was that he came in, operated on the principle of magnetic rather than atomic propulsion, and that somewhere in the outer limits met with a condition where the Earth's gravity pulled it down and it fell into the ocean, and that he managed to save his life and reach shore.
You really can pick up any type of communications interference, no matter how weak the signal may be.
Sure thing. We were on his trail.
No, Harvey, please. Just leave the radar truck alone. You know, those men are hunting an alien, you know.
Oh, that is a mistake. You never want to touch another man's radio equipment.
But I've got to make an official report to headquarters. Are you willing to be quoted that the criminal we're after is a creature from another world?
All I can say is, we know that our Earth is not the only planet capable of sustaining life in one form or another. You can quote that.
Well, that's
Look,
just
yes or no, all right?
footprints in a hand. That isn't much. No fingerprints, no description, no nothing. And we're after a killer.
Has it occurred to you that our X-Man has no apparent motivation for his acts, and might therefore not be an intentional criminal at all?
You have a point there.
Hey,
No, really, you think so?
come to think of it, the young boarder we suspected, he did say that the girl's husband threw the first punch. So?
So that could have been enough to provoke the strange creature. And the same could have happened at the second murder.
Sure. What about the fire in the oil fields?
Evidently, our man sensed the presence of some gases, which he thought might be utilized in his breathing apparatus.
Yeah, that could account for his presence at the oil refineries, where something went wrong, causing the explosion.
Too bad he got wise to us and took off his uniform, or we'd have been able to catch up with him by now.
It's one of those fancy bladeless Dyson fans.
No, he didn't utter a word. But I'm convinced he was trying to convey a message to me. He kept tapping out a code. I wrote it down.
Let me see that, please.
Be sure to drink
Doesn't
your
make sense.
Ovaltine.
Well, it may be based on some mathematical system we know nothing about.
But he was trying to tell us something. Why did he run away?
Oh, man. If the alien runs across conservative talk radio, we're all doomed.
Knock 3 times on the CB if you want me.
What do you think of that?
Huh.
Hazen must be crazy sending out stuff like that.
I guess so. Why don't you try and get a hold of him?
Yeah. Mobile 1 from Mobile Center. Come in, please. Mobile 1 from Mobile Center. Come in, please. Mobile 1 from Mobile Center. Come in, please.
Hey, that's Central calling. You better stay here by the car. I'll go tell him.
He's ditching him. Oh, yeah, you can deal with a potentially dangerous alien. Good, yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Of course, I'll mail you a complete report first thing in the morning. Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, and I'm awfully sorry to disturb you so late at night. Right, good night, sir.
He's around here, this invisible guy. He was in the car.
How do you know?
I was talking to Randall outside when I heard Central calling. Before I could get over to answer, I saw the door open and shut by itself.
He's desperate. For all we know, he could be trying to send a distress signal to his home base, wherever that is.
Well, let's hope he doesn't get through. We've got enough problems with just one of those guys.
Well, at least
Oh,
we know
yeah,
he's
it'd be so
surrounded and
terrible if his
It's
people
obvious
came
what
and
keeps
rescued
around.
him.
Of course. He's got to come back for what little gas there is left in his helmet.
And when he does...
He's taking this way too personally.
Is to take him alive. If we can only make each other understand, there's no telling how much science can profit.
I'll go along with that, Doctor. But I've got to make sure that once he's cornered, I'll be able to hang on to him.
I think we're all agreed on that.
All right, good, then we must see it from his angle. He's in an alien world. No doubt we are as frightening to him as he is to us. Now, the most important thing, then, is to keep calm at all costs and do nothing to provoke him.
Except for, like grabbing him and not letting him go.
A simple
Yeah,
plan
yes,
to
that's
trap the
perfectly fine.
Phantom went into operation.
Oh,
All
well,
obstacles
welcome back,
to his
Mr.
entry
Narrator.
were removed. To erase any possible suspicion, the doors were left unguarded, and inconspicuous electric eye equipment was set up.
Oh, yeah, real
All this was
inconspicuous.
connected to a makeshift control board, which would immediately signal the exact
Oh, I see. They have to
location of
change the
trespass.
bulb so they can go to red alert.
Now, there was nothing to do but wait. The one road leading to the Institute was blocked off to make certain no outsider would upset the plan. or
There are
interfere
actually
in any
multiple
way.
roads to get into Griffith Park Observatory. What are you talking
Nobody's
about?
allowed through here.
Who says so?
Lieutenant Bauer's orders.
Oh, is he up there?
He might be.
Well, you get word to him that Joe Wakeman of the Chronicle is here.
And if he don't
Sorry,
want
bud, I
those
can't
certain
leave.
pictures being
What about them
released,
over
he
there?
better see
you
me.
over there.
Capiche?
Me?
Yeah. Aren't you the guy from the communications outfit? Didn't I see you down at the oil fields a couple hours ago?
What of it?
You got anything to do with this?
Well, you'll have to ask Lieutenant Bowers about that.
How can I if he won't see me?
That's a good question.
The Mount Hollywood Tunnel, everyone. The Mount Hollywood Tunnel. Which is not the only way to get to the observatory.
Well, it's 3:45.
Who wants to toke up early?
Oh, I do.
No, Bubby, it's just a riff. Later, all right?
On the edge of your chair like this.
Oh, dear, if we have to.
Well, we hope this mechanism works.
It will, unless he flies in between the wires.
I wouldn't take any bets that he can't.
Well, if everything else fails, we still have Venus here to help us. I'm certain she sensed his presence before. That's why she carried on so.
Well, dang, now the alien's gonna get poison ivy.
So, another round of truth or dare?
What's the matter, Lieutenant? Is this thing getting you?
Oh, no. I'm just thinking about public reaction to all this. I'll give something to the press by morning.
Wow, has the alien been walking through molasses?
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a pilot. Then after I got my wings and had had 75 missions, I thought I'd seen everything. Now, after all this, I know I haven't seen anything.
Wow, the alien might be in the entire West. Narrows it down.
I love how she's so nonplussed about this entire situation.
Venus just realized that there were sausages in the commissary.
This is back when the observatory was not ADA compliant. Although I suppose there wasn't ADA back then, but you know what I mean.
Just don't disturb the laserist. He's preparing for tonight's show.
Oh yeah, great job not provoking them, guys.
Well, I think I have enough time to write both my resignation and my Dear John letter.
Oh, he's all sticky.
What are you guys trying to do? Well, it's the reporter. Yeah, it sure is.
Wop,
around here,
wop,
crazy.
wop, wop.
How'd you get in here?
I can bilocate. What's it to you?
What's up? What's going on?
And now Venus remembers that the laserist keeps bacon in his locker.
All right, Lieutenant, you better tell him. I'll reset the wires.
What on earth is she doing? I mean, there's an alien running around, and here she is just sort of mixing chemicals.
I don't know, maybe she's just trying to come up with a better espresso.
Don't be afraid. We want you to live. Don't you understand?
No, he doesn't, and neither do you.
Can't you say something in anything, in any language?
Breaker 1-9, we've got a heavy-breathing ET in the meth lab, over.
Listen, everybody. He's in the lab with me now. He's in the lab with me now. Venus, be quiet. The door is unlocked. Hurry, he's having trouble breathing. I don't think he can last much longer.
The movie's almost over.
Don't let Venus get at him. And walk in quietly.
Quiet, Venus.
When has that dog followed any of your commands? Seriously.
Oh, he's really tall, isn't he?
It's unbelievable.
You see, there's nothing to be afraid of. Nobody wants to hurt you.
I've tried to reason with him. I feel he understands.
Ah, I think the reporter teleported behind them.
I think by this point the continuity department did not care.
Great, now the alien is going to think that you're the ones asking him for help.
No tune can resist shave and haircut.
Better plug in the ultraviolet light.
Sir, no flash photography, sir.
Is this just the alien giving up?
Thank you, he really deserved that.
Look, there goes Venus.
Oh god, now we're just running around the observatory again. I think that's like most of this movie, is just running around the empty planetarium.
By this point we've seen so much of this place it's basically like a snapshot of the way it was back then.
Had to use the can.
He's going to the roof.
I feel really bad for this alien. I mean, he's dying and he's being chased by an alien creature and a bunch of equally alien dumbasses, and they don't know how to help him, and it's just.
And in comes the Phantom from space with the steel chair.
really got a handle of keeping that dog under control, don't you?
Close the dome. The switch is over there.
Quiet, Venus.
Well, if he's in here, he'll never get out now.
I mean, he could just push his way past you like he's done before, but...
This is our last chance. We have to take him alive.
Plug in the lamps. There's an outlet here.
He just threw a wrench in their entire plan. Is he one of those aliens from Cocoon?
Made it, Ma! Top of the world!
This with my own eyes.
What do we do now?
Oh, I don't know. I never thought we'd get this far.
The planetariums are knocking, don't come rockin'. Wait, never mind.
Man, they could have blended his bald cap a little better.
There's code again. Look. He's trying to speak, but no sound is coming out of his mouth.
Look at Venus. She acts as though she hears him.
Does she?
Yes. Dog can hear sounds that we can. His voice must be beyond the range of the human ear. Maybe he's screaming.
He's suffocating.
So they gonna help him or not, or...
Blow it. It's almost gone.
They weren't really interested in saving him, were they?
We won't need these lights anymore. In death, he has become visible as a normal body.
What? Why?
So is he sitting in a pool of invisible blood?
Look.
Gwyneth Paltrow then rushes in, thinking he's an essential oil diffuser.
Apparently even aliens have varicose veins.
He is evaporating.
And we're breathing him in right now.
How awfully convenient that, like, the alien, his ship, his clothes, his helmet, everything that he had just sort of evaporates at the end, as though he was never even here. Just... I don't know why the movies did this back in the day.
Right before our eyes, his body went through the final phases of life.
So, anyone want to get blitzed and zone out in the planetarium?
It's morning.
At first light of the 5th day, look to my coming in the east.
Well, that was basically a Twilight Zone episode that was rejected.
Well, I don't know about rejected, but certainly it could have used some more passes on the script, I think. Yeah, we're talking about you, Miles Wilder.
So, why the minor bird theme?
And Dick Sands as the Phantom. Kind of hard to be really negative about a performance that you couldn't really see most of the time.
Alex Walden didn't do that bad of a job, I gotta say, for such a B-class movie.
And a special thanks to the Griffith Park Observatory. Griffith Park, the first choice location of literally hundreds of B-movie directors. Thank you.
And we do hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Rejectron.
Hello there, friends. It's your old pal, Bobby Roquefort. And if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like more of that, unsubscribe to our channel. And if you didn't, well, I don't know what to tell you. But we do have more videos over here if you want to see more of what we've already got up. That's it. Help me.